Hello everyone, my name is Vanessa and I have a secret to tell you. I'm very nervous, but now that I've told you, I can relax. I have a sister, she has just turned 18, and I have been, for better or worse, giving her some life advice. And one of the things that I really wanted to hammer home to her, and also to share with you, is that things do not always go to plan. Case in point, I did not plan to be giving a talk at G4G, but I am here, and of course it's going to go well for me. But of course, when you're giving or teaching anyone anything, it's very useful to have an illustrative example ready to make your point, to guide them through it. And so when I was thinking about how to make this point to my sister, I realized that my life has been a chaotic series of ridiculous mathematical accidents. And so I thought it would be a complete missed opportunity to not use me as an example. So I have an innumerable number of examples I could use to make this point, but because of time, I will only be telling you one, my favorite one, followed by my favorite, like, once removed, which I'll explain in a moment. So, for context, for those of you who don't know, I have just finished an integrated master's in mathematics from Imperial College London. Thank you. And so, you know, I loved it. I got to learn some really exciting maths. However, there was a problem. I hated statistics. It was a thing, everyone knew about it, and I planned that this would be the case for the rest of my days. However, I'm currently doing a PhD in statistics, so my plan did not go to plan. But how this happened is actually a very funny story, and it highlights the true power of human stubbornness. So I had reached the final year of my mathematics degree, and I had realized that I was not good at statistics or probability, and I thought it would be very embarrassing to graduate from a world-class institution with a master's in mathematics and not have any, like, even a basic grasp of probability and statistics. So I decided I would take just one, statistics module. And so I settled on time series analysis. A time series is a series of measurements taken over time, and time series analysis is when we sort of poke at this time series to try and work out the things about the process that generated the time series. And to my absolute horror, I loved it. And so at the same time, I was doing a very, very applied mathematical master's project, and to my supervisor's horror, I started bringing statistical stowaways to our project meetings, to the extent, now you must hear me when I say this, I argued with my supervisor that a statistical approach would be better for an hour and a half. And I left this meeting thinking, I'm a statistician. And this, you know, horrifying for me, but something I have now taken in my stride. But then it got me thinking about other times in science where an accident has completely changed the course of history. And I'm sure many of you can, on the drop of a hat, think of an example of this. But I wanted to tell you, or spend the rest of my time talking about my favorite example. It's one that I used in order to finish my master's project. So for those of you who don't know, I'm a statistical oceanographer or mathematical oceanographer, depending on who I'm talking to. And yeah, this was how I finished my project. And I study ocean surface currents. That's important context. So in 1992, those of you who have spoken to me already know this story. There was a ship going from Hong Kong to the US, and push came to shove, and suddenly 29,000 rubber ducks found themselves in the middle of the North Pacific Ocean. And so if you're ever having a bad day, just remember there were people on board that ship. But because oceanographers are opportunistic vultures, they used these ducks in order to try and understand the currents in the North Pacific region and across the global ocean. And I decided, you know, if grown-up scientists are allowed to use rubber ducks to do this science, then so am I. And so, in order to finish up my project, there is, and I kid you not, on the 11th page of my master's thesis, there is a list of what makes these little guys so good at following ocean currents. It's page 11. If you want to see it, let me know. And from that, I guess I learned that one should never, ever underestimate the power of a happy accident, because when we play, things don't always go to plan. Thank you.